What is going on, Turd Nerds? Matt here with Operator Mindset, and in today's video, we are going to be going over winter time wasting. You may be thinking, what is he talking about, winter time? I got to waste different in the winter time? Yes, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about how these cold weather changes could be affecting your bugs. We're going to be talking about what you need to do and how you can increase your biomass and run a higher solids in your plant to help your bugs throughout the winter. At the end of the video, we'll discuss how all plants work different and pros and cons regarding these higher solids and some things that you may be able to take away from the video and implement in your very own plant. So without further ado, make sure you are subscribed to the Operator Mindset YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you're liking it. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so starting out, we need to talk about what's happening to our bugs, right? When we say bugs, what are we talking about, Matthew? We're referring to bugs, the microorganisms in the activated sludge process. If you don't know what those are, go check out a few of the other videos we have on the channel. I'll link a few of them below in the description. But the bugs or microorganisms, if you want to be super official about it, they react to this cold weather, okay? They're just like us. If it's cold outside, do you want to go outside and be super active and just, love everything about life? Most of the time not. When it's cold, what do? We want to bundle up. We want to stay inside. We want to sit by the fire, sip our hot cocoa, and just relax. And so do these bugs or microorganisms. Only the problem is, I'm pretty sure most of them don't have jackets. There's no fireplaces in the aeration basin, or else you really got a pretty big issue you need to be worrying about other than this one. And they really don't have a house other than the aeration basin. The colder temperatures, the colder it is outside, the colder that water is, the less active the microorganisms in the activated sludge process are going to be. So that means across the board, they're going to be less movement, right? They're going to be eating less, BOD. They're even going to be reproducing less, just less movement all around. They're not going to be as active. So because of this fact, we as operators can run our plants a little bit differently in order to give them the best chance of success and ensure that our treatment process is performing at peak capacity. There is one kind of bacteria I want to talk most about regarding this process. So in the wastewater treatment process, you have heterotrophic bacteria and you have autotrophic bacteria. Now, hopefully you've seen our videos on nitrification and denitrification. If you haven't, go check those out. They will also be linked in the description of this video. But they go into more detail and depth on what the heterotrophic bacteria do and the autotrophic bacteria. But specifically speaking to the autotrophs, the autotrophic bacteria are your nitrifiers. So they are responsible for that nitrification process in your system. We should know that these guys are super sensitive critters, right? They are highly susceptible to all kinds of changes in their ecosystem, especially temperature. Regarding the autotrophs, they are slow growers, slow moving. It takes them more time to reproduce and to gain in population than it does your normal heterotrophic bacteria. So because of this, even in peak conditions, when conditions are optimal and everything is met and they're perfectly happy, they still take more time to grow and develop and reproduce. So it would make sense that as the temperature drops and as things get colder, it's going to be even harder for them to do this. They're going to be moving even slower because everybody moves a little bit slower in the wintertime. Even the heterotrophic bacteria that are in the system right there along with them. This cold weather temperature affects all the bacteria, all the microorganisms involved in this process. They all just want to slow down a little bit and not be quite as fast as they are when the conditions are hotter outside and that water temperature is a lot warmer. So because it takes these autotrophic bacteria longer to actually build in population and to develop themselves, it's going to require us as operators to give them conditions for that growth. We do this by retaining our solids longer or by wasting less. So in the wintertime, if we wanted to build our biomass and we wanted to increase the amount of microorganisms we have in our system, we simply waste less. This would be an adjustment to our wasting schedule. In doing this, we are giving those autotrophic bacteria, along with the heterotrophic bacteria, more time in aeration, longer time that they have now to consume BOD, to reproduce, and to build their population or build the biomass. Controlling that biomass is part of our job as operators. I have a whole video dedicated to this called The Art of Wasting. That will be linked in the description of this video. Go check that out for a basic understanding of wasting and reasons to why we need to waste and why it's important that you're removing bugs and solids from your system. In this specific video, though, regarding the cold weather, by lowering our wasting rates, meaning we're not wasting as much, we are allowing more sludge retention time, more solids being in the system for a longer period of time, which is then allowing them to gain in population. If they're not eating as much, if they're not reproducing as much, all across the board, autotrophs and heterotrophs, being in the system longer is going to allow them to stay in there, to gain in biomass, and to grow. And by holding your higher solids concentration, you are then able to consume the same amount of BOD that you were, only they're eating less, so now you have more bugs and you're eating the same amount. Because we really don't have control over what's coming in on our influent lines. We can't really slow that down any. Allowing that biomass to build, carrying more solids in this wintertime season effectively allows you to ensure that you are nitrifying, because the autotrophs have their time in the basin and have time to build in population, and the heterotrophs have longer to consume that BOD, and there's more of them to be able to do that with a larger biomass in this winter season. The biggest takeaway from this video is to remember that cold water and cold weather slow everything down. So from BOD consumption to bug reproduction to even your settling, guys, everything kind of hits pause and slows way down. That's why it is so important, if this is happening to you, you allow that biomass to build by adjusting your wasting rates and wasting a little bit less to increase your biomass. If you're not taking it out, you're allowing it to build. When it comes to cold weather, think of a large biomass as the buffer for the critters in the system. So for your microorganisms, that larger biomass is the buffer for them and this cold weather. We just said we want a jacket, we want the fireplace, well, so do they. And a larger biomass gives them that shield in place to where they can then consume more BOD, and there's more than enough of them to ensure nitrification and to ensure that BOD consumption. That's what that larger biomass is giving you in these cold weather conditions. Now, it is super important to think about and to remember that every plant is different. Your plant is different from my plant, and my plant is different from their plant and everyone else's plant. Each plant has its own ecosystem and biology attached to it. Now, overall speaking, what we're talking about in building that biomass, it does fit that overall picture, but that picture may look different for you at your facility. If your system runs fine year-round, 365 at 4,500 mixed liquor, then run it that way. I'm not saying you have to allow this to build, but if you are experiencing issues where maybe because the nitrifiers are slowing down in reproduction and you haven't slowed down your wasting rates, maybe you are accidentally wasting out too many nitrifiers. So if you're seeing an increase in the ammonia in your final effluent, it may be because you need to turn down those wasting rates and give those nitrifiers more time in the system and allow that biomass to build. Speaking of other plants, again, remember, every plant is different and it can run different and you can do different things different, and that is okay. I cannot stress that enough. I see it so much. People say, well, our solids are at 3,000 and that's the way it's got to be. No. Just because their solids may be a little higher or a little lower, it doesn't mean they're doing it wrong. Hopefully they are doing it because that is what works best at their facility, and that's what gives them the best quality effluent leaving out and being able to meet their permit. But regarding these other plants, it is a totally common thing, especially at larger facilities, to run higher solids concentrations, potentially even year-round, not just in these winter months. If your system has an industrial source tied onto it, meaning at any point in time you could receive a shock load from a textile mill or a chicken plant or some kind of chemical factory, having a higher solids concentration, whether it's summer or winter, can be to your benefit. Most of the time, the reasoning in this is because if you got hit with a shock load and you have a larger biomass and you have a kill-off, having that larger biomass available to build back from can be essential to helping you stay within your permit and to not losing total treatment at your facility. So because your biomass stays a little larger and you keep it maintained at that growth, when that shock load enters into your plant potentially, it doesn't nuke all the bugs. Whereas if you kept it a lot lower and you kept that volatile number a lot lower, because that's really the number we want to focus on here when we're talking about either building or declining, that MLVSS number, that is the volatile content. That number is what is alive out there in the plant. That's what's consuming the BOD and doing the work. And that's the number we really want to focus on regarding this. But keeping that larger biomass in there, and when a shock load comes in, it doesn't nuke all of your plant and you still have some left. So now let's say I experience this and a shock load hits my plant and it kills a lot of my bugs. Well, because I was running a much larger biomass, whether it's summer or winter, now I can just adjust my wasting rates, waste less, and allow that biomass to build back on its own. Same thing for this wintertime wasting schedule. By wasting less and allowing that biomass to build up and having that backup in place, whether it's a shock load or maybe it's just that colder weather really keeping the bugs down and they're not able to reproduce and build as fast as normal. Having them extra in there and that extra biomass present is going to be key to helping you get through these winter months without any hiccups and keeping you within your permit and really just the plant running overall even better. So regarding those potential shock loads, if you are a plant and you have that potential at any time, it's totally understandable why you would be running a little bit higher solids potentially year round. If you did experience that shock load and it was during the wintertime, talk about even harder for the bugs to get back in line. Even more so would you want that larger biomass present to help you be able to recover even faster without losing treatment. Because if you had a lower biomass and you kept your solids even lower and it's the middle of winter and you got hit with a shock load and it nukes your whole plant, guess what? Now we're talking a whole entire reseed. We're talking all kinds of money involved in this. A lot bigger process, a lot bigger problem than if you just had that biomass a little bit bigger throughout the winter season and you were able to absorb that shock load or just get through those colder weather conditions. So now let's talk pros and cons. Pros to running higher solids. like we've talked about the whole video. You're able to adapt better to the colder conditions. The plant can potentially nitrify and continue to consume BOD at the same rate of pace with that larger biomass, even though the bugs are moving a lot slower. And also, if you did receive a shock load and it nuked part of your plant, having that larger biomass, you're going to be able to survive that a little bit more and get back on track without losing that treatment. Those are the biggest pros to adjusting that wasting schedule and getting that balance just right to where you have a lot larger biomass than you may run in the summer months, where you keep the biomass a lot lower because the action is there, the bugs are active, they're reproducing, they're eating like crazy, and you can keep that number lower because they're recovering so fast. Cons to having that higher solids content in your system, that larger biomass, it really comes down to just having so many solids on hand. If you have a lot of solids in your system, you're going to have a lot higher blankets. If you have a lot higher blankets and a lot higher solids, you are going to be more susceptible to potential washout. If you have I&I, don't lie to me, everyone's got it. But if you have a particularly strong I&I problem where even just a little sprinkle jumps those flows straight up to the sky high, you may need to be very, very cautious about running a higher solids content, because that high hydraulic load entering your plant with high solids in the clarifier could lead to solids leaving out over that final clarifier, over the weirs, and potentially washing out in your plant. And that is just something we do not want. That is your biggest con for running the higher solids getting through the winter season. Now, takeaways from this video. I want you to remember that every plant is different. Your plant is different from mine, and your wasting rates are about finding the balance for your facility and how your bugs perform the best. Same with mine. So if you can run higher solids in your system, great, do it. If you don't have to do that at your system, if you don't have that industrial worry about a shock load entering in and it's pretty consistent influent coming into your facility, you may be totally fine just running that biomass at the same number year round and not having to worry about it. But if you did start experiencing some issues where maybe it was ammonia becoming present in your final effluent, it may be because you need to give those nitrifiers longer in the system and let that biomass build up some. So just remember, your plant is unique to your plant, and you have to run it to what matches your permit and what gives you the best quality effluent at your facility, no matter what. High solids or low solids, whatever works for you, you run it that way. Stay within your permit and keep putting out that great quality effluent. That's all I have for you today. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it explains, especially to those coming into the industry, hey, it's okay to run a little higher solids. Or if you hear stuff that doesn't quite match up to how you're running your plant, that's totally okay. Every plant is different. But the reason why you want to run higher biomass in the winter months is just to help your bugs overcome those cold weather conditions, because they're just like us. When it's cold outside, they want to sit by the fire and sip on that hot cocoa too. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, make sure you are subscribed to the Operator Mindset channel, where we put out videos like this all the time. Thank you so much to everybody that tunes in. Thank you to all our subscribers. All the love we get, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you have anything else to comment, make sure you put it down below in the comments. If you need any help or you have any questions for me, reach out, email me. It's in the description of the main channel. That's all I got for you. Turd Nerd out.